What's she up to now? Day 1619, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. We're talking about RCI today, finishing up the relationship area of our annual challenge, as well as man's best friend, which is the dog. And I actually had to take a quick break and go attend to the dogs because they started barking furiously as I was just finishing up my last video. So I shared for Supersize Your Business our last relationship related idiom, and it was man's best friend. Man's best friend, dogs and men and people living together, has scientifically been proven to date back at least 15,000 years. So dogs over time have adapted to living with and being a very important part of our life. So I shared 6 different ways that dogs and people and what we learn from them and what they teach us, that relationship, how that can be applied to supersizing and growing our business. Our final day of pretty much every month now, I've found myself working into a pattern, is talking about the life area and aspect and then continuous improvement in that area, because we can talk about something for an entire month or a whole segment and then just forget about it when we're done. It's like you read a book and then you totally forget that you read the book, or you see a movie that impacts your life and you say, oh, I'm going to do this moving forward, and then a day or two later you've already forgotten about it and you just go back to your normal routines and rituals. So what I like to do at the end of each month, each segment, is ask, and I challenge myself to do this as well, say, what am I going to do going forward? What do I commit to do going forward in this area and aspect of my life that will make a difference whether I think about it consciously or not? So for continuous improvement in the area of relationships, how am I going to automate something? How can I make something that I can do to positively impact my relationships automatic, so I don't have to think about it all the time? Because we've already covered physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relationships. And that means we've already got 6 things that we'd have to remember going forward if we had to consciously remember it. But if I just add it to my automatic weekly or daily activity, I don't have to think about it so hard. So I like to add and have an affirmation for each of the 9 areas and aspects of my life that I automatically do every morning and night when I'm brushing my teeth. Why? Because it makes it super easy to continually improve in that area without having to consciously think about it. I'm just automatically going to do my affirmations as I brush my teeth, so I know twice a day I'm going to reaffirm what I want in each of the different areas and aspects of my life. So that's an example. I think for this time through the challenge, I am going to commit to adding to my schedule automatic communication, where I automatically get in touch with people just for the reason of getting in touch with them and touching base and seeing how they're doing, because I'm not good at that. I'm terrible at that. If I look at my past in terms of friendships and relationships, work, I automate and I do that. But with respect to my personal relationships and my family relationships, I'm terrible about that. And it isn't because I don't think about those people every day. I think about my mom and dad every single day. My dad passed away 7 years ago now, but I don't call my mom every day and talk to her every day. 2 of my sisters do, but I don't. I'm terrible about that, primarily because my mom and I don't like talking on the phone. My mom loves when my nephew FaceTimes her with his family every day, and I think that's awesome that he's done that, and he does that every day. And so I want to model that behavior, because he's a great example of how can I do more of and show people that I care about them more, because that will automatically improve my relationships and continuously improve without me having to consciously think about it. And it's pretty easy to just add to my schedule, text so-and-so, email or call or whatever, just to touch base and see how they're doing. Now, I have some family members that if I call them to see how they're doing, it will be 2 hours later before I can get off the phone. So I might find different ways. Maybe I'll send them a card. I used to send cards all the time. I miss sending cards. I like snail mail. Everybody loves, or at least I love, to get positive things in the mail, not junk mail or bills, but positive things. Hey, how are you doing? Just touching base. Found this article, thought it might be of interest to you. That's more networking than it is. But sometimes it's fun to send old family pictures. Maybe I'll start sending old family pictures just every once in a while randomly. So how do we continuously improve once we move on to the next area? The next area we're talking about for the challenge is contribution. physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relationship we just finished. We've got contribution, confidence, and communication left. And then we're going to switch gears and do something different for the last quarter of the annual challenge, because we'll have already focused on each of the areas of the life framework, and so I'll surprise the group with something different. Hint, that is translated to, I don't know what I'm doing at the end of the year yet, but I got 3 more months to figure it out. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be fun. I do know that. So, man's best friend is our final relationship-related idiom. I don't know if having a relationship with the dog is the best one, but it just shows another area and level and aspect of relationships, as well as what we can learn from every type of relationship that we're involved in. Sometimes relationships don't go the way we planned or the way we want, and just like everything else, it's usually the things that don't work out the way we want them to, that the places where we feel like we messed up, failed, made a mistake, didn't do or say the right thing, that teach us the most, as painful as that can be sometimes. So I have got a gazillion projects I'm working on, as usual, because I like to be busy, especially when the family is away and all I'm babysitting our dogs. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.